is this an inappropriate time to release because of the state of the world, or is this the appropriate time to release because it's going to make a lot of people feel something bright and something better and be uplifting to people? I'm an artist. This is what I'm supposed to do. I've always kind of tried my very best to take situations and make my fans feel better and make myself feel better, make the world kind of like smile about it or learn from it or whatever, or turn it into art in some way. So I kind of was like, the project is ready. And even just like the day that I tweeted, I can't wait to give you my album this month, the reaction like floored me to the point where I literally am choked up, because I was like, oh, this is like why I do it. Like, this is like, at the end of the day, like why my heart was like, okay, yeah, just drop it, just do it, just let's go.
When I look back on 2020, the music from that year feels like some of the most profound and memorable in recent memory, despite the chaos happening in the world. The pandemic forced a lot of artists to rethink how they created, released, and promoted their work. For me, 2020 was a sobering year. With everything shut down, it forced me to sit with myself. I turned to music, film, and video games for comfort, even more than usual, and because of that, a lot of the releases from that year stuck with me. Many of them became comfort albums, and no album was more of a comfort than Ariana Grande's Positions. 5 years later, this record remains my favorite Ariana Grande project. Even with Eternal Sunshine, which I love, Positions just hit the right spot at the right time. Ariana Grande has always held a special place in my heart. I grew up with her. I've been there for every album release. Her career trajectory continues to amaze and inspire me. She was also the very first artist I ever covered on this channel, so she means a lot to me. Positions strikes a perfect balance between emotional contentment and sexual freedom. The latter isn't overt, it's more about confidence and self-assurance. The album marries the feeling of being in love with the empowerment that comes from being unapologetically yourself. It's not as ambitious as Sweetener, as accessible as Thank You Next, or as heavy as Eternal Sunshine, but somehow it still feels distinct. It doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. Instead, it showcases the very best of Ariana's artistry. It's a cohesive record that reflects an evolution in how she approaches love. Thank You Next masks heartbreak with bravado, while Eternal Sunshine revisits heartbreak with clarity and maturity. Positions sits beautifully in between, being a light between the two heavier chapters. The album opens with Shut Up, a cinematic introduction filled with strings and layered vocals. It's one of my favorite Ariana Grande openers, maybe my favorite overall, but Imagine from Thank You Next would be a close second. I remember the online reception being mixed, but I personally couldn't put this song down. The way she tells her critics to literally shut up feels like a full circle moment after the chaos of Sweetener and Thank You Next.
I wanted to start, this isn't actually what ended up happening, but with Shut Up it was, and with 3435 it was, I wanted to start each song with just strings. So Peter would send me ideas and tracks, and I wrote to those, and that was how we did it. I think sonically it feels like an intro to me. And also kind of it sets the tone with like, hey, this is the level we're vibrating on. Sonically the right choice, and just the message I think is like kind of cute. I don't know.
The violins in particular on the record are magical. They set a tone I wish carried through even more of the album. Originally it was supposed to be a motif throughout the album, though you can still hear that lushness in tracks like Off the Table, Love Language, Obvious, and even 3435. A lot of people, even Ariana Grande fans, like to dismiss Positions as unserious because of its sexual tone, but I think that's missing the point. There's power and intention behind it. Positions is about intimacy and devotion. Nasty in particular is a career highlight for me. I still remember when it leaked. It was only like a 30-second to a minute snippet, but I ran it into the ground, and I just remember wishing, long before the album even was announced, that she'd lean more into this sound, and I was so glad when Positions finally dropped, and she did. I've always said Ariana shines the most when she leans into R&B. Don't get me wrong, her pop bangers are iconic. Into You, Dangerous Woman, Thank You Next, and so on. They arguably are what catapulted her to being a pop icon. But her R&B driven cuts have a depth and warmth that's unmatched. Songs like Honeymoon Avenue, Only One, REM, Imagine, West Side, and more recently The Boy Is Mine, they all show the substance that comes when she lets her vocals breathe and groove. That duality, pop polish and R&B soul, is what makes her artistry so versatile and lasting.
What happened next? Can you play it? Can I tell you about it? Can I tell you about it? I don't they do they I can't wait from me. Can I tell you about it? You know, I've been on my worst behavior, but baby, I don't need no savior. I'm way out of line, but I kinda like the way I feel when I just don't give a fuck. Oh, I forgot to mention I'll be there in 5. We don't really need to talk too much. Show each other what we know. I got other ways to get you up. Couldn't do it on the phone. Oh, there's something. Wait.
Positions carries a softness that was missing from Thank You Next. It's relaxed, romantic, and content. The title track embodies that best, gentle yet bouncy, refreshing me every single time I hear it to this very day. It's just such a perfect song with clean, unique production, flawless vocals, and emotionally effortless. Even with all that softness, there are flashes on this record where Ariana completely drops the restraint. It's one of the most fascinating contrasts on Positions, how she can make an album feel so light and delicate, yet still deliver moments of pure, unfiltered vocal power. She doesn't rely on big notes or dramatic runs throughout the project, but when she chooses to, those moments land like lightning. You hear it in the soaring climax of Off the Table or in the effortless agility of My Hair, where she takes the chorus straight into whistle tone territory. Despite the overall intimacy of the album, these bursts of vocal acrobatics prove that Ariana was still evolving technically, even while leaning deeper into R&B and restraint. I still believe that we have not seen the full extent of what she can do vocally, but specific to Positions, it's that push and pull, the tension between serenity and release that makes Positions so special to me. And some of its strongest examples of that balance come from the deeper cuts from this record that often go overlooked. Off the Table is one of the album's most emotionally revealing moments. Ariana verbatim admits that she's not yet healed already, acknowledging that while Positions comes from a healthier place than her previous project, the healing process is still ongoing. In hindsight, with the release of Eternal Sunshine, that lyric hits even harder. We see that her healing really was a journey, not a destination. Eternal Sunshine revisits heartbreak from a more grounded, mature perspective, but Off the Table shows the in-between, the vulnerability, the uncertainty, the hope that maybe love could feel safe again someday. What makes this song special, though, is the chemistry between Ariana and The Weeknd. To date, they've collaborated several times, 4 to be exact, and it's wild to think how far they've come since Love Me Harder in 2014. Back then, to me at least, they were two very different artists. Just take a look at Kissland and Beauty Behind the Madness versus Yours Truly and My Everything. I loved Love Me Harder, but I remember thinking, what could these two possibly have in common? Their chemistry didn't truly click for me until Off the Table, which feels like a full circle moment. It's tender, restrained, and perfectly balanced. One of those pop duets that could have dominated charts had it been given a proper push. It recalls those early 2010s duets like Rihanna's Stay or Pink's Just Give Me a Reason, emotional, cinematic, and timeless. While the Save Your Tears remix, which also came out during the Positions era, remains my personal favorite collaboration between them, Off the Table is a very close second. It's also one of the best showcases of Ariana's vocal control on the entire record. For all of Positions' softness and sensuality, this track contains moments where she truly lets go. My mother used to tell me that if a singer gives you chills, that's how you know they're the real deal, and Ariana's vocals here do exactly that. One of the album's most breathtaking deep cuts, My Hair, might be one of the purest showcases of Ariana's voice in her entire catalog. It's an R&B and neo-soul hybrid with jazzy undertones, almost like a modern reinterpretation of old-school soul. Lyrically, it's about intimacy, inviting someone to see and touch a part of her that she usually keeps hidden. Given how much her ponytail has become part of her public image, it's poetic that she uses her hair as a metaphor for vulnerability. Ariana once explained that her hair has always been a kind of armor, a way to differentiate between the public persona and the private self. Underneath that iconic ponytail is her natural curly hair, which she associates with her childhood and her truest self. So when she sings about letting someone touch it, she's not just talking about physical closeness, she's talking about trust. It's an incredibly personal concept wrapped in one of her smoothest, most effortless vocal performances. The whistle run chorus after the bridge alone could have made this a signature Ariana moment. It's sultry, elegant, and vocally flawless. The kind of song that reminds you that she's just not a pop star. She's a once-in-a-generation vocalist. Tucked quietly near the end of the album, West Side might be Positions' most criminally underrated cut. It's a sleek homage to early 2000s R&B, echoing the smooth, minimal production style of artists like the late Aaliyah. The song is deceptively simple, short, understated, but rich with emotion. Lyrically, it's about commitment and devotion, with Ariana yearning for her relationship to take the next step as she pleads, "Just let me be in your life like that." It's a declaration of love and stability, but delivered with subtlety, not grand gestures, just quiet sincerity. While this song isn't a showcase of vocals like the last two, I think it's important to mention it just because of how distinct it is in Ariana's overall discography. In the context of the album, West Side captures what Positions is really about. Love as comfort, as safety, as a choice. It's the sound of someone who isn't searching anymore, but still wants to be chosen. The restraint in her delivery is part of the song's magic. It doesn't need to be a showstopper. Its calm confidence says everything.
I have to remind myself that I need to not put the pressure on myself to outdo what I've done or make it about things like that, because it's not the point of being an artist. It's not why I started singing. I don't know. I think for me, it is really cool to have number ones and to have a Grammy that is currently sitting in a pile of yarn in my closet. It is amazing, and I'm grateful for acknowledgement, for achievements like that, and it means a lot, and I'll always say thank you, and I'll always be celebratory of those things, of those moments and achievements. But I think, to me, I am successful by being able to make something that I'm proud of and sing, and I love, you know what I mean, what I have to offer. I'm proud of it. I am proud of what I make. I'm proud of my voice. It's about singing. It's about loving music. It's about how it feels to sing. It's my gift, and that's what I need to keep reminding myself, that I'm a storyteller, I'm a singer, and that's my job, and the rest of it I can't get wrapped up in.
For me, Positions is a comfort album, as I stated before. There was a confidence about Ariana during this era. She'd reached the mountaintop and was simply being. Beyond the album, this was just a fun time to be a pop fan. Even as I was starting to detach from modern pop around the beginning of the 2020s, that era specifically felt revitalizing. Ariana, The Weeknd, and Doja, amongst other artists, reminded me what it was that made me fall in love with pop music in the first place. And at the center of it all during this period was Positions. I could always rely on Rihanna, oh my God, oops. No matter how bored or out of touch I may have felt with modern pop music, I know that Ariana would always bring me back. Positions serves as a pillar in Ariana Grande's discography and a testament to her growth, her artistry, and her confidence.